right, go live. And check the sound again. That's still good. All right, so obviously, usually we go live Mondays and Fridays, but we're going live today. So right now, I'm going to get started here a little bit before 6. Right now for Bitcoin, Bitcoin is currently at $38,300. You had a low today at $36,452. And you pretty much broke this uptrend support, diagonal support to the upside, so I'll delete that. You really pretty much had a double bottom at the local low you could not lose, which I think was 36.2. So if you close the daily candle below 36.2, I think it's over for Bitcoin. So that's kind of how I'm looking at that. So you cannot lose 36.2 and still be in a bull market, in my opinion, for Bitcoin. So if we have another move lower than 36.2 and close the daily candle below that, I would say it's over, because that'd also be a lower low. And then, so just can't lose 36.2. Now what we need to look for is a higher high above $46,000 to remain bullish. If we don't lose 36.2, we're still good short term. But now we need to get the bounce and get up and make a higher high above $46,000 or higher before we get another retracement. So with that being said, that's kind of what you're looking at for Bitcoin for a bear market, at least in my opinion. You also do have a fib to the upside for your first target, which would be right after the $40,000 resistance at $40,900. So that's where the 236 fib is right there. So the first target to the upside would be $40,000 and then $40,800 or $40,900 where the 236 fib is at, and then you still need to make a higher high above $46,000. So that's kind of it for Bitcoin. If you guys want to let me know of any other coins you guys want me to look at. Let me know. I will talk about JASMY really quick here. So if you guys are on YouTube, you can see the screen. So right now, JASMY just keeps making lower lows, at least as of recently. I know at one point it was well below a penny, but right now it's at 1.8 cents. My next target to the downside was 1.7, and I've talked about that in my JASMY videos. And then below that, you're looking at 1.1, 1.2 cents, which is my ultimate target. Now, Bitcoin goes into a bear market, you're going to lose 1.1 cents even. But if somehow Bitcoin stays above 36.2 and in what I think is still a bull market, then if we're still in a bull market, my theory is that JASMY doesn't lose 1 penny, at least not on a daily candle close. So that's kind of it for JASMY. If you want to be bullish, you have to at least get a bounce above 4.3 cents, in my opinion. So, yes, ElonOne, how's it going? So I was kind of, I'm holding ElonOne. I'm never happy it's going down, but today I was kind of excited. I was looking at this whale, the ElonOne whale. So I've been tracking this wallet forever, and no, that's not it. Here it is, ElonOne whale. He was a whale. He had, $40,000 in it. He had like 4 trillion coins. I know some people have way more than that, but he was a whale. And today he had 3 separate transactions totaling about $15,000 to $20,000. Well, it was about $20,000 because before today he had $35,000 to $40,000 in the last few days. He sold it. I know that it's about to reverse when everyone is extremely fearful. You want to buy when people are fearful, and you want to sell when people are FOMOing in. And obviously, I think we could keep going lower, but now is the time I'd be looking to get in long term into ElonOne. And of course, I'm going to be buying this dip too as soon as I can when I get my next paycheck. And if this keeps going lower, I'm going to be super excited to buy on this dip. Now, obviously, my initial money I put in, I'm not happy to see that go down, but I know if I just hodl, it will go back up eventually. So that's how I'm looking at it. So I'm not complaining right now. And I did look at this. If you believe in TA on the small market cap coins, even because I don't know what the market cap is on this, it's probably $6 million now. So who knows how accurate this will be. But the last time your last local low was 11.76 or 11.69, I think was what the local low was back here, right here. And the next local low before that was all the way down here. Your next local low below that local low, below 11.6, is all the way down here at, if you want to use the wicks, the next local low is 57.95 or 5.8 basically. If you don't use the wicks, the local low would be pretty much 76.47. So I'm not going to say we're going to go that low, but that's really where the next support level I would say is. And at that point, that's exactly where I'd be looking to buy in. So now obviously Bitcoin reverses and Bitcoin's at a bottom right now. Then obviously if Ethereum goes up, then so will this slowly, even if no one else buys because it's paired to Ethereum. So I'm not telling you where I think we're going right now. I think we probably still head a little bit lower, but hopefully in a week or two, however long it takes to get down here, if that does happen, that's where I'd be looking to buy in heavily. And that'd be an extremely great entry point because I was buying up here in the 30s, honestly, maybe even 35. And to get in, you know, in the 5 to 10 range, I'd be extremely excited long term for that kind of a buy-in. So that's just how I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep buying. That's all I'm gonna say. So JASMY, Bitcoin, ElonOne. Like I said, really bullish on ElonOne long term. It just because I know whenever we actually launch, it's just gonna go parabolic in my opinion. So that's kind of what I got on ElonOne. Right now I'm talking about ElonOne, ELON, and then the number 1, ONE, all one word. It's like it's a coin on Uniswap. So yeah, it says right now the market cap for ElonOne is 10 million, but I know then you have to take away the 40% supply because of VB. Actually, I guess it was 39% because of the VB burn. That's why this dip happened. No, I think VB sold, and then that's why the dip happened. And then a few months later, he burned 39% of the supply. So right now it's saying that market cap is $10,462,000 and $839. Times that by 39%. Minus 10,462. I don't know if I'm doing this math right. That's definitely not right. Well, the market, I just know this. If it was a $10 million market cap, and say it's approximately 40% less, the market cap would be just over $6 million. So right now the market cap is probably between $6 and $6.5 million right now, which is an extremely great time to get in because that would make it an easy 100x. No problem, especially if it's going to compete with OpenSea. So yeah, say the market cap right now is $6 million for round number's sake. Say it did 1,000x. I wonder what that market cap would be. I think that'd be a $6 billion market cap, which that's very realistic because I know SHIB's market cap at one point was 40 billion or just a little bit higher than that. Doge's market cap was well over 50 billion. So I think $6 billion is no problem. Not going to say that's going to happen immediately, but I think long term that's very possible. So to get in on a $6 million market cap, I think that's really smart, especially long term. So that's kind of all my little rant on ElonOne. If you guys want to see any other coins, let me know. So we talked about Bitcoin, we talked about JASMY, we talked about ElonOne. It's kind of all I had. Our next time we will be live will be Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. We will be getting back to our normal schedule. It's just gonna, last week was kind of crazy because I got suspended from going live on TikTok, and then yesterday I was exhausted, so we were doing it today, and yep, so I appreciate everyone being understanding. So, I'll just recap Bitcoin quickly then, and maybe that'll be it, unless there's any other requests. Right now, if Bitcoin loses 36.2, I think we're in a bear market if we close a daily candle below 36.2, especially a weekly candle. If Bitcoin can get a bounce, the bounce you'd be looking for on the longer term would be a higher high above 46K. If you get a retracement, if you get a bounce and then a retracement before $46,000, I would say that's not bullish. I would say we're in a bear market if we don't at least get to 46K before the next retracement, but I would say it's definitely not bullish. But I do think we're in a bear market if we lose 36.2. So that's the price you have to stay above to still be bullish for this year. So that's kind of the rundown of Bitcoin. I think we're still bullish, barely, but we are still bullish right now. So Cardano. All right, let me go over here. Also, I was Cardano, so let me go over to crypto and over to Coinbase. Cardano really, I think some people were saying if Cardano doesn't hold $1, we're probably in a bear market. So that's another warning sign. If a huge coin like Cardano loses a major support, that's definitely not bullish. I think the support was 105, but so if you lose $1, which we have, it's not bullish really. Right now it's at 89 cents, and You're not even at a fib level, I don't think. I don't think you are. From the last local low, yeah, your next local low would be 55 cents, which is ridiculous. But that is on the daily time frame. So the next target to the upside is $1.05 because now that is resistance. But I would say Bitcoin's really on life support with Cardano being below $1 and you being so close to 36.2 that it's pretty much on life support right now for Bitcoin still being bullish for this year, in my opinion. Hate to say it, but it's probably the case. Yeah, so if you don't get above $1.05 in the next few days, that's really not bullish at all. Target to the downside is 55 cents. That's a huge drop from here, but that would be the next major target according to the fibs. And to the upside, $1.05. I would say you're going to at least get a relief rally close to $1.05, but then the question is, will you break it or will you get rejected and then come back down to 89 cents and then make a lower low? That's the question. Because I do think you're going to get a relief rally because there's been so much selling. I think you're going to at least get a rally up to $1 or $1.05, but then you have to break that, and then your next target is $1.20. If you don't at least close a daily candle above $1.05, I think that's really bearish because then it's probably going to make a lower low if you get rejected off that level. So, thoughts on SHIB? You're all good. This is not the normal time I go live, so. Or the normal day for that matter. I just couldn't go live yesterday, so I decided to do it today. Usually we go live Monday and Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. But all right, let's look at SHIB on the macro time frame. I'm going to go to the weekly chart for this question. So he wants to know what I think SHIB will do long term. Obviously, I think that all depends on what Bitcoin is doing. If Bitcoin can stay in a bull market and does not go below 36.2, then I think SHIB can obviously make a new all-time high. But if Bitcoin goes into a bear market, it's not going to happen this year. So we'll assume that the market goes sideways or maybe goes up over time. So your all-time high was 88.63 with a lot of zeros in front, which from now would be, I don't know, I can try to calculate with that how much of a move up that would have to be. Hold on. It's looking like that's a 250% gain to get to a new all-time high from where we are now. Someone can verify that with me, but I think that's pretty accurate. So if that's the case, your next target to the upside is the 0.76 fib, which is currently at 33.77, and we're currently at 25.44. So that's about a 15 to 20% move to the upside. And I will say this. I don't think it's going to make a new all-time high this year unless Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. But I do think long-term you're going to keep rallying. And I think one day it gets to a $100 billion market cap. I don't think that happens this year, but I do think one day it happens. You have to remember at some point it's not going to keep making new all-time highs. Probably, well, I shouldn't say that. As crypto goes overall, it can make new all-time highs because the crypto market overall will grow and more people will come in. So I guess I shouldn't say. But that once it gets to a $100 billion market cap or something like crazy like that, it's going to be harder for it to keep making new all-time highs because the market cap is so high. But I guess I shouldn't say that because if I think Bitcoin will go to $1 million one day and the market cap keeps getting higher, then I guess that's pretty irrelevant. But yeah, I would say a $100 billion market cap is probably going to happen one day for SHIB. I just don't think it will happen this year. So that shorter term though, you have to get above the 0.76 fib, which is at 34 basically, and then the 618. I think if you close a daily candle above 45 basically, or 44.57, that confirms another rally probably to make a new all-time high, which from there would be 100% move. So if you get to the 618 fib, 45 and close the daily candle above it, that would only be a 100% move then to a new all-time high. So I think that's very realistic. But short term, I think it's going to do whatever the market does. I'll go down in the 3-day chart. Actually, we'll go to the 12-hour chart. I mean, the 12-hour chart, you're still in a downtrend. The 6-hour chart, the Gonfans are bullish, but you're in a downtrend as well in the 6-hour chart. So doesn't look really bullish right now. Even the daily chart on the MACD has more room to go down. The 3-day chart is just going sideways. So I'm not very bullish on that short term unless you at least get above the 0.76 fib, which is at 34. So, but long term, I do think it's going to make a new all-time high for sure. Appreciate it, Riff. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. 30K Bitcoin is the falling knife. Well, short everything. Well, guys, I don't think it's gonna go. I don't think Bitcoin's gonna go to 30K unless you lose the next local low at 36.2. If you lose that, then yes, I think 30K is gonna happen. But I don't think that's unless Bitcoin loses 36.2 on a daily candle close. I don't think Bitcoin's going to 30K. Now, if Bitcoin does lose 36.2 and closes daily candle below it, then I do think 30K is coming. But I don't think we can say that it's going to happen for sure just yet. Because as of right now, as much as it's hard to see, if you look at the daily chart, I mean, you are still in an uptrend. Because you from the bottom, which was $32,994.10 on the Coinbase chart, you made the next high was 39,000. So that's a high. I mean, so that was your first high. Then you had a dip down to 36.2, which is the local low I'm talking about, which is a higher low from that bottom. Then you went up here to 45,754, which was a higher high from the previous high of 39,300. And then right now you're trying to confirm a low, which if you confirm it at 36.2, if the low's already in, that'd be a double bottom pretty much at 36.2, which means you're still in an uptrend in my opinion ever since you had that major dip on the 24th of January. So basically 4.5 weeks now you've been in an uptrend. So unless you lose 36.2 on a daily candle close, I don't think Bitcoin's going to 30K. You're holding big bags of XYO. How's XYO looking? XYO is looking like the rest of the market, like dog crap. But I think XYO is a very good coin. But if the market's not bullish, then it's not going to matter. Yeah. The next target, according to the fibs, to the downside is half a penny, which I don't think that's going to... I think you have support at a penny, but according to the Coinbase chart, there's no price action. So let me see if I can find a better chart. I don't think KuCoin's a better chart. Does CoinEx have it? So I don't know if XYO is making new all-time lows right now or what, but I don't see any charts that have price action lower than 1.76 cents, lower than the last low you just had. So I like XYO long term, but if it's really making new all-time lows right now, that's really not bullish at all. Let me look on CoinMarketCap and see what the all-time low was. Yeah, I mean, you're down 77% from the all-time high. And it doesn't tell me what the all-time low... Oh, yeah, you're still way up from the all-time low. It says it was almost 2 years ago, and you're up 19,433%. So, yeah, it's definitely not at all-time lows. I like XYO long-term, but if Bitcoin's bearish, then obviously XYO and everything's going to be bearish. Right now, if we're still going to stay in a bull market, this would be a great time to buy XYO, though, in my opinion. I appreciate it, Neil. So, with that being said, that's all I got. I actually have to run. I have a meeting here in about 15 minutes, but I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll be getting back to my schedule, hopefully, Friday, 8 p.m. Central Time. With that being said, that's all I got, and I'll see you guys Friday. Thanks, guys, for coming by. And if you guys are new, make sure to hit that follow button so that you can stay up to date on all of crypto. All right, see you guys later.